So I wanted to talk about something that recently just happened. Um, I completed my voidwaker grind. So I have basically I completely spooned RDO, which um, the only wilderness weapon I have is crossbow. So well, I guess I have web weaver now, but I was kind of like hoping this was the one that I didn't. Well, I mean, it's not that I wanted to go dry, but like this boss was crazy. Um, like with Renar seeds and Snapdragon seeds and stuff. Um, but yeah, so I finished RDO first because um, initially what I was doing when this grind started was I was doing Wilderness Slayer to get Revenant tasks. And I only ever got two before I stopped, but um, yeah, and then I'd go to like Turiel after if it wasn't like a rev task. And then basically when I got the crossbow, every time I got a bear task, I started doing RDO. Because I actually found it pretty chill. You just like make sure your magic bonus is you know what, actually I'll just gear up like I'm going to RDO. So I'm using like this like bank plugin kind of thing. Kind of helps sort it because my bank's like really unorganized, but I'd use something like this. It's like, mm, give me a sec. I think this. Oh, actually, yeah. This. I think I used this, even though it doesn't really give you bonus, just because it goes prayer and some defense. I can double check. I'll know exactly in a second here. Okay, yeah, this is wrong. Something's wrong here. What did I use differently? Oh, you know what? I think I used chaps. I used these instead. Does this make a difference? It does. Um, and I swear I used these, but maybe not. Maybe I used these. Is that the setup? Hold on, let's see the. Okay, well, I wouldn't have this or this. You know, yeah, let me just fucking. Sorry. I was like alking some of the stuff I got from Spindle. Yeah, see, I would only lose this stuff. Pretty sure this was something. You just want to bring something like this where your magic bonus is 0 or higher, and then you will never um splash on RDO. So maybe the difference is it's web weaver instead of crossbow because I was using crossbow. I did this, but yeah, and then you bring like ice axe, you'd freeze him, um, then you just hit him, and then he has like a thing where you just like you camp range and then he'll like charge up. It's really obvious, and you just pray mage, then back to range after the projectile hits you. It's kind of weird. Um, and then you just keep hitting him, and eventually he has like breakpoints, and like when he gets down below a certain HP threshold, he'll what's it called? He'll like break his freeze, even if it's like he should still be frozen. Um, and then that way like like okay, I need to freeze him again. So but usually when he does that, when he breaks the freeze, I wait till I get like one more hit with the web weaver or crossbow or whatever, and then after I get that hit or I see that XP drop, then I freeze them again. But the main thing with this is like obviously this you're gonna have some risk kind of like if you don't protect item, and even if you do protect item, like you never want to like lose the stuff in your looting bag or anything, right? Like it's kind of annoying. So the main thing I can recommend is having a scout account. As like lame as that is, you just have an account that sits outside, and then as soon as I started doing that, I literally never got PK'd once. Like it was like actually impossible. And then yeah, have like a seed pod or glory or something that you can TP above level 20 because you might be in like 21, 22, whatever, or like spindles like 29. But yeah, so this is what I would bring, something like this to Ardio, which is pretty good. I mean, I'd bring Craws, not Webweaver, so yeah. But yeah, okay. And then um, after we finished with Ardio, I kept skipping, but I started like if I got bears, I wouldn't actually do the bear task anymore, and I was looking for spider tasks, and you can see, yeah, we were stuck at spindle for quite a long time. Um, I don't know how to put this, but yeah, like basically, I just kept going, and eventually it dropped. That's all I'll say. Like it was pretty brutal. Eventually, like I got to the point where I was like, oh, like surely like it's about to drop. Like I don't need to go get a task, even though like it doesn't take that long to get a task. I just was like, I just stopped going for it. But yeah, so like if the way that I was doing spindle was like this. Let's see if I can get all the gear here. My stuff is not organized. I should have made a tab for this, but um, let's put this on. Yeah, so I had this, Rada's Blessing, and then I brought this because I was not flicking or anything. So this was my spindle setup for off task, and then on task the only difference was I brought Slayer Helm, but I actually kind of just preferred this setup because of the prayer bonus. Um, yeah, and then like the main thing is like if you camp these dehides here, even if you fuck up and Spindle like hits you, cause like if you're not in melee range of Spindle, then she's like gonna like mage or range you. So like this gives you a good amount of defense here, so that she'll miss a lot of the time. And then not only that, but if you get caught slipping and a PKer comes in, having the D'hide will help. It's not guaranteed, but it'll definitely be better than not having it on. Like if you don't have this, look at your magic defense, right? So like this can help if someone tries to TB you, because if they splash and you got like chance, like it's good that you know what I mean. You get a whole nother like it just gives you a bigger window to seed pot out, or it actually gives you like maybe like some RNG. Um, but again, you want a scout. If you don't have a scout, you're not gonna have a good time. Like basically, I think I got killed a couple times doing spindle or like like completely interrupted and everything. And I was at like 300 kills, and then I just started bringing the scout, and ever since I brought the scout, I went to this kill count without ever being PK'd. Yes, people would get into the layer and cast TB on me, but like because I saw them coming from the scout, I had a much um, bigger window to react. So I was able to just, teleport out. And even though you see it in your chat that hey, you've been tele blocked, it doesn't matter because you've already casted the teleport. So you just dip out, and you even get to see the name of the person that TV'd you. And basically, I just kept seeing like the same like 5 people over and over again. That doesn't really seem like a popular thing anymore, like PKing and stuff. It seems like there's way more people interested in just like PVMing. Um, But yeah, this basically that grind made it so I will never need red spider eggs again. Like I've already made turned most of them into restores, like all the snapdragons I got. Um, yeah, like 6,500 super restores, pretty wild. And then the last one was Calvarion. Yeah. So we didn't get the pet here. He's That's all I need for a green log of all three of the bosses. Um, but yeah, we did end up getting the blade today. We get three of the rings, which is good for the group because that ring is like nice for AFK Slayer and random stuff. Because when you imbue it, it's like 8 prayer bonus and then has the Holy Wrench passive. So it's kind of nice for range setups too, because the range does like the range rings don't really make that much of a difference. So like, and we don't really have any light bearers right now, so like this is a decent ring, I'd say, like if you're not flicking and stuff. Um, but yeah, so I got the voidwaker made, which is cool. I just haven't really used it yet. It's still kind of like surreal that I got it. Um, and the supplies you get from those bosses are like insane. Um, I guess the only difference with my Calvarion setup was instead of this stuff, let's see, let me just gear up like I'm going to Cal. I would bring like this. And this setup doesn't have prims for some reason. You could bring this. And then you really, honestly, you should probably bring Black D'hide. But because I had this scout, I wasn't like worried about getting BK'd at all. So, oh yeah, and then instead of Rancor, you bring this. Yeah, so basically with this setup, you can literally just camp, pray melee and piety, and like you like don't even like really drain prayer. I Oh, and then my inventory would I forgot. Hold on. I should show you that too. So regardless of any of the bosses I was doing, I'd have my construction cape and my seed pod. So like I'd seed pod out and then I could just concave back to my house, and then I'd have like the looting bag, and then depending like so for the ones I'd melee, I'd bring like 2 super combats, and then in Calvarion's case, I'd bring like 7 super restores, and then like this. You don't even need to bring food to be honest. It's kind of newbie, but like if you're just like zoned out, like not paying attention really. Yeah. And then with this setup, like even though you don't need to pray melee for Calvarion, you just need it for the dogs. Like if you're like really going dry and you're grinding this out like mindlessly, um, you could just leave the fucking protect melee on. And it's pretty chill. Like all you have to do is just like I don't know, like you'll get kills and not really have to pay attention. It's like 1 minute a kill or something. Yeah, it's like maybe like I was doing like 35, like 40 an hour or something. I think it shows it here. Yeah, like 37.9, like 7 hour session. Definitely was not locked in the whole time. Um, but yeah, you can kind of see what we did today. Um, and so yeah, like these are the setups. And then I guess like let's say I'm doing spindle instead. What I would do is still bring that, but I'd bring a stamina just in case. And then I'd bring like I went through like all my chins, but I'd bring like 200 chins because you can chin the spiderlings and hit spindle if you line it up right. If not, you can also just one chin and then you kill 2 spiderlings, which I kind of showed in the last video about when I was like rambling about spindle. And then I just do like this, and then I think like this. Oh yeah, and then the main difference between Spindle and Calvarion, Calvarion I'd bring Thralls, or I mean Spindle, sorry. So Calvarion you don't need the Thralls because he has much lower hit points, and you're kind of just like it's kind of annoying. You just have to like pay a little bit of attention to like the floor and stuff. And Spindle you have to like kind of pay attention to the rotation so that she throws the webs into the wall. I didn't really do a good job in the last video, but after 4,000 kills, you kind of figure out how she works. So like when she starts off, it's like um what's it called? It's like she moves twice, and then on the third one, that's when she's gonna throw the web. So you want to make sure that you're against the wall, and then she'll like move two more times, and yeah. So like basically, spindle is easy as long as you're kind of keeping track of like where she is in the rotation, so that you don't just have a web in the middle of the fucking floor. But you do need thralls unless you have a chain mace probably, because the chain mace I was looking would shave off like 30 seconds of kills for me, but instead of the bludgeon, but I did have that. So yeah, just bring thralls to spindle. I bring like fucking 400 cosmic runes, 2000 blood, 4000 fire runes, Book of the Dead right there. Um, and then that was good. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'll just show you. I have the voidwaker now. You know, I got it. Pretty cool. Um, it doesn't really like if you use a scout, it's just basically a matter of time, and you will get it. Um, and it is a grind I definitely recommend because uh, as long as you have like somewhat decent stats and some of the gear that I showed, you should be able to kill all of them with no issue and get yourself a Void Waker. I don't know what you'll use it for. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna use it for, but I just kind of felt like I wanted to get one, and I went and got one. So yeah.